You can see that the partie of the building is very simple, and it all is about the harbor walk, which is pulled into a theater space, a stage, and steps of the theater. Then it's pulled up on top of the theater and back out on the underside of the cantilevered gallery. So the theater is completely enfolded in the wood, and you can see it here coming onto the stage, wrapping up and going out over. It's a multi-functional theater. It can be transformed to show film, dance, regular theater, music, lectures, and something that's increasingly important to museums. It can be rented out for weddings and bar mitzvahs. And it's become very popular for that. The fire, it was a very limited budget, so we had to work within pretty tight constraints. This is a fire stair that we built out of simple plate steel, and we held the doors open to the hallways so that it could become sort of the formal stair and not just the fire stair. And in homage to Dan Flavin, we made this sort of custom light fixture. The biggest issue with having galleries on the fourth floor of a public building is getting people up there. So, there is that great stair, but what we wanted to do was make something that was much more dramatic. So we made the freight elevator become the main passenger elevator. It's 20 feet long and 10 feet deep, and is where they move their art as well. And it's sort of in the middle of the building, but it has a glass wall, and sort of scans the entire building. Sort of it cuts a section through the entire building and scans up the building, out, looking out over to the over the water, and then up into the gallery, where the floor level and the ceiling level align. So it's almost like a chunk of the gallery descends down to pick people up and take them up upstairs to the art floor. The kids love it. There's a children's museum about 3 blocks away, and we've heard stories about the kids saying, "Oh, I don't want to go to the children's museum. I want to go to the ICA and ride the elevator." So it's probably bad that we're taking their audience away. But the galleries are very simple. They're top lit, and there's a fabric scrim that distributes the sunlight pretty evenly. This is an Anish Kapoor show that happened about 6 months ago. Looked quite beautiful in there. And then there are 2 major galleries, and connecting the 2 major galleries is the one space in the building where you do get this sort of what I would call the pornographic view. It's finally given to you, but you have to go all the way through the building, through the art, up to this little gallery that connects the 2 sides of the building. It's very, very narrow, and then you see the full view. The little protruding element that you saw sticking down underneath the gallery is a place called the Mediatek. It's where there are 16 workstations, and they all step down. And then what happens is the Mediatek simply edits out everything but the water, and takes out the horizon, and all you see is this sort of dislocated, abstract piece of water. This is a place where you're just sitting down in a static position, looking at their online art collection. Continuing on the theme of architecture and water, we were invited to join a competition for a new K-12 school in Denmark, in Copenhagen. And I guess you hear about how liberal and hippie-ish the Scandinavians can be, but when we got this brief, it was like our jaws hit the ground, because it hit the table, because it listed all the things they wanted their kids to be able to do. And so these aren't our inventions. These are some of the activities: scuba diving, fishing, canoeing, surfing, whitewater rafting, fish farming. They even said they wanted a dry dock, and water theater, or little rapids. The site, I don't know why I don't have a site image here, but the site is in Denmark, in another industrial area that's being changed over to regular uses, and it's right on the edge of their water. Our idea was to make a building which inhabited both the water and the land simultaneously, and without terrifying people. So So, and as a way to sort of make good on their demand that the building operate as a learning tool in the water and of the water. And so we just plunked it right in the water, and we even had it go underwater for a section. We sort of fabricated a fake lagoon on the backside, so that's actually controlled back there. And then this is the real harbor here that moves up and down with tides, etc. And then the building is sort of planned in such a way that the homerooms, which are the only places that the kids actually report to regularly, spiral up from infancy, daycare, the little toddler, all the way up to what they call phasing out, which is, when people are drinking and stuff, and I don't know what. But they get to the top, and I guess they jump off into the water and swim away when they get there. And then on the other side is all the actual academics, which are layered up in overlooking each other on trays. And then connecting the two, literally underwater, is sort of the common space, the gymnasium, the cafeteria.